Good Friday evening, October 11th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The search for a missing Moses Lake man lost during an October 3rd fishing trip has now become a recovery effort. On Wednesday night, members of the Okanagan County Search and Rescue Team were deployed to assist 3 hikers in need of help on a steep trail about 5 miles off the highway. Sunny skies and warm temperatures are coming up this weekend with cooler and wetter weather expected next week. Your complete forecast is coming up. The Wenatchee City Council approved a project agreement for restoration of the area affected by the Balsam root fire. The fire was caused by fireworks on the night of July 4th, and its burn scar is approximately 305 acres with 175 acres on city land. The agreement is between several agencies, including the Department of Natural Resources, the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife, and the Chelan-Douglas Land Trust. City Recreation Director Erickson said the first phase of the project, which will begin next week, will include seeding and applying herbicides to control the noxious weed control.
Is this similar to what we did after the last major fire we had up in that area?
It's a little similar. We had less partners in that one, but yeah. So this particular case, we're overseeding and restoring the fire lines. That time we had to hydroseed everything. This will be more in the terms of aerial seeding using drones, some ground seeding, and some plugs up there. So the species of seeds that we're using, also we're working with the fire district to identify seeds that help slow the growth of wildfires. So in these areas, then when the next one comes, because there will be another one, when it comes in, hopefully then these new grasses will be established to help slow the progress of it as it nears the neighborhood up there.
The search for a missing Moses Lake man lost during an October 3rd fishing trip has now become a recovery effort. Grant County authorities believe 54-year-old Richard Smith fell from his boat and drowned on Potholes Reservoir about 13 miles south of Moses Lake. Efforts to find Smith in the area of the lake have failed, and as of Thursday, sheriff's deputies said the search had turned into an effort to recover Smith's body from the water. Marine patrols used sonar to search the lake bottom yesterday, but found no signs. Deputies say there's no evidence of foul play in Smith's disappearance. On October 1st, NCWLIFE officially joined forces with the Wenatchee World newspaper. Our station was acquired by WIC Communications, the ownership company that purchased the Wenatchee World from the Woods family in 2018. WIC is a family-owned company headed by current CEO Francis Wick. He spoke today with NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins about why it made sense for a newspaper company to get into the TV business.
Most people now access a lot of their information digitally. And they may do it through a video format, they may do it from an audio format or a text-based format. And we get the majority of our consumption of our content today from the Wenatchee World is through digital channels, hands down. It's a lot harder to make money in the digital environment. So as we look at the Wenatchee Valley and what it means to WIC Communications and how we can best serve it, we see very much a future where it's not necessarily about the medium that we're distributing on. It's not necessarily about the channel that we're distributing, it's the mediums, and make sure that they all come together. So whether it's text, video, audio, and the work that you all do here at NCWLIFE is incredible. You fill a channel that we don't currently serve, right? The approach that the newsroom takes is a little bit different than what the Wenatchee World has, and there are a lot of complementary efforts that should be assumed in that aspect. And then as we look at it, we think that one of the growth segments, the data shows, it's not we think, the data shows that one of the growth segments for consumption of news and local advertising is video. And so the capabilities that NCWLIFE brings the Wenatchee Valley and the Wenatchee World make complete sense on where we want to ultimately build an organization to better serve the Valley in the future.
When we come back on Wednesday night, members of the Okanagan County Search and Rescue Team were deployed to assist 3 hikers in need of help on a steep trail about 5 miles off the highway. And the city of Leavenworth has been tackling their bear problem with the help of BearWise, a multi-agency program to minimize conflicts with hungry wildlife. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Who does Springwater Insurance Group work for? Well, we work for you. Now, some of you think we work for Medicare insurance plans. No, we work for you and your Medicare needs. Now, we are independent agents, and this allows us to teach you about all your plan choices. Now, once we find the most suitable health and drug plan for this new year, we then assist you with your enrollment. We also take it a step further. We provide local, face-to-face customer service at one of our local offices. We provide this service because it's what you want.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, it's so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
The North Cascades Highway features access to some popular trails, but occasionally hikers lose their way. On Wednesday night, members of the Okanagan County Search and Rescue Team were deployed to assist 3 hikers in need of help on a steep trail about 5 miles off the highway. After rescuers reached the hikers' position that night, some rope work was required, but all the stranded expeditioners were able to hike out under their own power on Thursday morning. Spring and autumn in the Upper Wenatchee Valley are 2 periods when black bears are drawn to human neighborhoods by the smell of food and garbage. The city of Leavenworth has been tackling the problem with the help of BearWise, a multi-agency program to minimize conflicts with hungry wildlife. Rich Bousselet with the Department of Fish and Wildlife is a major contributor to the BearWise program. He gave NCWLIFE News some tips that locals and visitors to the Upper Valley should keep in mind throughout the season.
BearWise checklist. So we're distributing these all around town. If you don't have one in your local, contact your city council or any Leavenworth representative or anyone from the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. And it's a checklist that you go around and you say, do I have trash and recycling on my property? If I do, where's it stored? Am I following, quote unquote, the rules? And you check where you're not following the rules on feeding birds, on feeding your pets, on your barbecue grills, on chickens, fruit trees, compost, beehives, all the things that attract bears. And then over time, you'll have a series of checklists. Put this on the fridge, and over the next couple months, knock everything off, 1 a weekend. That's all we ask. And make yourself BearWise, have your neighbors do the same, and we're gonna make a much better community. Dogs and bears equal problems. So anytime there's been contact, which is not much in the past 100 years, between a bear and a person, it's involved the dog the majority of the times. So the dog is off leash, it smells the bear, it chases the bear says, what am I doing running from this 30 or 40 or 50 pound dog? Sometimes they'll turn and chase it. Well, guess where the dog comes? Right back to you. And then the bear runs over both of you and heads back to the woods, and we have to classify that. We have to record it. So do things smart, keep you both close together on leash. You're a much bigger threat to them than they are to you. And so don't split up. It's just like hiking in the woods. We have a guide on using bear spray. Bear spray is so essential. Look at this country that we have around. I mean, we've got Tumwater Canyon, which drains into Leavenworth. We've got Icicle that drains into Leavenworth. We've got Blewett Pass up here that comes down into Leavenworth. We've got the Chumstick that comes down into Leavenworth. Everything feeds down here, but it's an outdoor mecca. And it's a great place to recreate, and by all means you should. But if you do, carry bear spray. It works on everything, and if you're going to buy it, don't buy just the can, buy the holder as well. Because if it's not right here, it's useless. You can't have it in the backpack. So this is a great deterrent, much more accurate than any gun could possibly be, because as you're spraying this cloud is building and building and building, and anything that hits that cloud will be in serious pain. It's not going to harm them long term. It'll harm them just enough so they don't want to be next to you. And so you should, when you're carrying this, you should practice. You should practice pulling it out. You should practice popping off that safety and firing it. So they have some cans that shoot just water. It's called an inert can. That's a good way to practice. They're about $8 or $10. Exact same performance as this spray would have. And so when you do need it, I've carried this for 22 years. I've never needed it, but when I do, the one time, I'm gonna be prepared. And that's what we want folks to do. So learn about bear spray, have bear spray. Avoid those surprise encounters when you're in the woods. Stick to those simple facts and you'll do nothing but enjoy your trip.
Coming up next, redrawn boundaries for the 12th Legislative District means the state Senate seat is up for grabs, and the campaign for that seat has become a contest of Republican versus Democrat. More coming up in tonight's feature story. Unseasonably warm weather is expected this weekend and early next week, with big weather changes by Wednesday. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Hi, this is Brad Hawkins, and I'm running to be your next Chelan County Commissioner. I'm very proud to have grown up in Wenatchee, and now to be raising a family of my own here. From Washington Elementary to Washington State Capitol, I've gained valuable experiences in my life and career, and I look forward to bringing it to the county. Serving as a county commissioner is a complex job. We need and deserve a proven, experienced leader. I'd be honored to have your vote.
We in Northeast Washington are proud of our small-town heritage, but Olympia's one-size-fits-all policies have made life here more difficult. I'm former Mayor Suing Moody, and for the past 13 years, I fought for the needs of the people of Twisp in the face of disaster. Now, I'm looking to bring my record of strong leadership to Olympia as your state representative, to preserve the way of life our families have enjoyed here for generations. I'm Suing Moody, and I'm asking for your vote, because we shouldn't have to give up anything to live here, and we won't.
At Abby's, it's kind of simple. We're not rocket scientists. We just make great pizza. When you're ready for traditional values, time with your family, and a great meal, you're invited to Abby's. Order at abbys.com. Our family is here for your family. It's fall. Want a great value that doesn't involve pumpkin spice? Try Abby's Barbecue Chicken Pizza. Save and enjoy a pizza with loads of quality toppings to the edge. Your taste buds and your wallet will thank you. Enjoy Abby's October Special at a very special price.
I'm Keith Gaynor, running to be your next 12th District State Senator. It has been a privilege to serve you the past 6 years in the House of Representatives. I believe public safety is a critical issue that affects all of Washington. This should be one of our highest priorities. Washington families are struggling. Housing, food, and gas prices are severely affecting our budgets. We need to find better ways to support our families. Together, we can build a better Washington.
In tonight's feature story, redrawn boundaries for the 12th Legislative District means the state Senate seat is up for grabs. And the campaign for that seat has become a contest of Republican versus Democrat. State Representative Keith Gaynor of Dryden hopes to win the post. He's a Republican challenged by Snoqualmie Democrat Jim Mayhew. You can watch our full interview with both men right after this newscast, and all our political coverage is available on our website. Here's an excerpt.
One of the things you brought up is the supermajority requirement for certain votes, and there is such a requirement on school districts when they want to pass their bonds, which pay for very important infrastructure and construction. This year, the Eastmont School District, just outside of your district, tried twice to pass $117 million in bond improvements, and the voter approval topped out both times, right around 59%. They really need this new construction. So, Jim, do you think the supermajority threshold for school districts should be removed so that they have a clearer path to win those needed funds?
I absolutely do. Now, there was a proposal by a Republican in the legislature last session to drop it down to 55%. If we could have found a way to coalesce around 55%, I would have been in favor of that. 60% is too high. Fundamentally, I don't understand why in a democracy, if a majority of us want to do something, if we want to tax ourselves to make our local schools better, then we ought to be able to do that. We talk a lot about where's the control sit. I'm in favor of local control. Our cities, our school districts know best how to meet the needs of our communities. So requiring us to hit a 60% threshold isn't really letting us control things locally. So I absolutely like to see that. And here's the thing. The districts that can't pass at 60%, and by the way, don't just focus on Eastmont. Wenatchee School District couldn't pass their last one. They didn't even try again. Same with Chelan. So this is a bigger problem than just Eastmont. By the way, in Eastmont, they're trying to refurbish 3 elementary schools, the most recent of which was refurbished 35 years ago. So you can't tell me that our kids in those schools, nothing against the teachers, we've got great teachers, but you can't tell me that our kids are getting the same education as kids over in school districts with brand new schools.
At this point, I feel like the 60%, has been there for, quite some time, and it does. We've had a number of levy failures throughout, the course of time. I served, in a district where my service was on the Cascade Education Foundation, which was formed because the levy did not pass. We as parents, we got involved. We started, increasing the funding. We did get people to contribute to the schools because of the very thing that there were, a vast number of people that were committed to good education. So I think that the 60%, particularly when you consider who's paying the tax, those are property taxes. It's also something that the state holds itself to at that same standard. We have to have that 60% to pass budgets. The idea is that we're trying to reach a plan, or in the case of the facilities, you're trying to find the facilities that best suit the district itself. Unfortunately, we do have some districts that they have some real demands from an enrollment standpoint, but they don't have the tax base to support it. When you think about what will be happening here in Wenatchee with the new data centers and all of the additional tax revenue, that will be great for the Wenatchee School District. You see what's happened in Quincy, the type of facilities that come as a result of an increased tax base. But when people are already being challenged to make ends meet and to put food on the table and to clothe their kids and keep the roof over their head, I think it's really important that we make sure that the plan matches the ability of the community to pay for it.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Friday and a good week all around. And today, not a bad weather day out there. It started off on the cool side and stayed pretty chilly this morning. We did see a mix of clouds and some sunshine out there today, and it made for a great shot from our Sky-Fi tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights, looking down at Wenatchee and over into East Wenatchee. And I'll tell you what, as we make our way ahead in our forecast, expect a little bit of everything. cooling. But in the meantime, enjoy these next few days. 75 your high on both Saturday and Sunday in the Wenatchee area. We could see 75 again on Monday, but look ahead as we get into Wednesday and into Thursday. It's not only going to cool down, in fact, much cooler by Thursday, a good chance that we will see some rain showers Tuesday night, Wednesday, and possibly even lingering into Thursday. More on that coming up. But today's high temperature unofficially right where we should be for this time of year at 64 degrees. It felt cool out there because we've been so warm the past couple of weeks. 78 is our record high, and that was set back in 1988. 41 this morning. 43 is our normal low temperature. 23, a very chilly record low set in 2009. Sun came up this morning at 7:15, and it sets at 6:19. All right, weekend is upon us. A long weekend for many of you, and what a 3 days it's going to be. 75 tomorrow in Moses Lake and Ephrata. 74s Quincy, Wenatchee, Entiat into Chelan, also Omak at 74. Even Lake Wenatchee, here we are middle of October, going to see a high temperature of 70 degrees to kick off our weekend. And I'll tell you what, it's going to stay that way for a couple of days, mainly because we have high pressure that's down to the southwest, but it is kind of moving to the north right now, and it's going to hold off this big area of low pressure. Cool tonight, and that means some chilly temperatures about where we should be, mid-40s for overnight lows. And look at the clear skies for Saturday. The entire state will see bright, beautiful sunshine to start our weekend. High temperatures tomorrow, about 10 degrees above where we should be at 75. On Sunday, here's that beautiful ridge of high pressure over almost all of the western U.S. Unseasonably warm temperatures will continue. We're talking 75 again for our high on Sunday. Monday, a good shot of how that ridge is keeping, once again, that large low pressure at bay. We will see a few more clouds and maybe even some shower activity in the Cascades into western Washington on Monday. But here at home, still nice with high temperatures in the low 70s. And there is that storm system finally pushing its way on shore by Tuesday. Mostly cloudy skies throughout the day and cooler for Tuesday. Talking high temperatures in the upper 60s. And then as we get into Wednesday, this is where the big weather changes come in. Here's our cold front. It'll be right through central Washington. This is about 10 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday. Yeah, and a wide area of rain showers throughout our area on Wednesday. Things will get a little more scattered in the afternoon, but it's going to be much cooler with high temperatures Wednesday, only around 60 degrees, and we're going to be even cooler than that by the end of our forecast. That system will be moved all the way into South Dakota, that low pressure system, but still some lingering rain showers on Thursday and much cooler temperatures with highs only in the mid-50s. All right, your 7-day forecast, 64 today, and that's exactly where we were, 41 overnight, but look at Saturday and Sunday, 74 degrees both days with sunshine, partly cloudy Monday and 73. Tuesday, we slowly begin the cool down, 69 with some clouds, and then Wednesday, cloudy, rain is likely throughout the day, 61 our high, and then still a chance for some rain showers on Thursday, but look at that high temperature only at 56 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Steele, and I've been honored to serve you as our state representative for District 12 for the last 8 years. With experience in several leadership roles in civic organizations, as well as being a lifelong resident, I've championed projects that have made a difference in our community. I plan to continue the progress we've made together.
Re-elect Mike Steele, your voice in Olympia. Together we can achieve more. Visit votemikesteele.com. Paid for by the citizens to elect Mike Steele.
Well, a happy Friday. The Seahawks got off to a slow start, committed 3 turnovers, fell to San Francisco 36-24 last night. Try as they might, Seattle just couldn't get the running game going. Found themselves in a 16-zip hole before a field goal just before the break. Gave them something positive in the first half. Coach Mike McDonald says it's certainly disappointing in the outcome.
Yeah, look, it stings. It stings to have lost 3 in a row. To lose against your division rival at home in prime time. Such a great environment. Our guys fought their tails off. down to the last minute, but we're not playing well enough to beat the team we need to be. So the message to the team is we have the people in the building, our players, our coaches, to become a really good football team. And right now we're coming up short.
Tyler Lockett was asked if the fact Seattle's played 3 games in 11 days was a factor in their 3rd straight loss last night.
For us, I mean, everybody's beat up, everybody's hurting. You know, obviously it's something that's new to me. I haven't done that before. I played Sunday, Thursday, not Monday, Sunday, Thursday. And a lot of people might think that extra day is nothing, but for us, that extra day is everything, because you never know how we're feeling after.
San Francisco takes over the top spots in the NFC West with a win. Arizona plays Green Bay on Sunday, while the Rams have a bye. Big Night Football center stage on NCWLIFE Channel again tonight. It is the Eastmont Wildcats and the Eisenhower Cadets. Homecoming for the Wildcats. Eastmont 4-1 after a 42-24 win over Wenatchee last Saturday. Coach Jay Foster says the game against the 1-4 Cadets will be won or lost up front.
The difference in winning this game, I think we have to control the ball on offense. We have to contain their quarterback. That's still the nature of the beast. I mean, we always on defense, we always try to find out what makes them click, who's their guy. You know, and you got to take away what they like to do and force them into something they don't like to do. Sure. And on offense, it's the other way around. You have to impose your will and be able to do what we do. I mean, we threw the ball a handful of times last week and they hurt, which is good, you know, for us. That's the way it has to be in our offense. But the bottom line is if we don't run the ball for 300 yards, and we don't protect it, we're in trouble. And so as long as we control the line of scrimmage, I think on both sides of the ball, we'll be fine.
Sophomore quarterback Peyton Zielinski is looking forward to the homecoming matchup and post another Big 9 win.
We just want to control the line of scrimmage, you know, limit mistakes. I think that's a big thing for us, make them commit mistakes. So just win it up front, I think that's a big thing for us.
What do you like to do when you have any spare time? Do you have any free time?
Not really. I mean, I watch film, so
it's not free time, Peyton.
I like to fish a lot. That's one thing. Fish.
Okay.
I try to golf. I'm not too great at it, but right. I try to golf.
So fishing, like what kind?
We go. Me and my dad. My dad's a part-time guide here in town, so we go Chinook fishing down on the river. Go up to banks, go walleye fishing, all that stuff.
Due to our candidate interview is airing after the news at 6 o'clock, folks watching TV won't be able to see our pregame show. You want to see that, and it's scintillating stuff, go to our Facebook page. We'll have that stream starting at 6:30. Wenatchee will be on the road tonight at West Valley at 7 o'clock. Coach Taylor Mitchell hoping the Panthers take their lessons from last week and last season into the road trip in the Yakima Valley.
I think it's going to be a competitive game. It was a competitive game last year. Came away with a win down there. We're making the trip again this year. They've been scoring a lot of points this year, a lot of high-scoring games. When I think about their Davis game just a week ago, both teams scored over 40 points. So offensively, I think it's, again, taking care of the football, eliminating turnovers, and defensively stringing some stops together. And it's definitely a game that we can win.
Senior wide receiver Ben Cooks, coming off a huge game against Eastmont, says he feels confident going into tonight's game against the Rams.
So far this season, it's been a rough couple weeks, but heading into West Valley, they're definitely not as good as some of the other teams we played. But still, you got to keep the high hopes up, and you know, you can't expect them to be worse or better than you. You just got to go in, play your best football, and hopefully you get a win.
You guys got to feel battle tested, aren't you? I mean.
Oh yeah. Going against Mount Si, going against teams from Idaho, Eastmont. I mean, we're definitely resilient. Yeah, we've encountered a lot of different play types and different teams and different strengths and weaknesses. But each and every week we get back at it. So.
Cook wanted to be sure a message gets out to his family about how much they mean to him.
Just, I love you guys. I mean, you're the reason that I wake up in the morning. You're the reason I keep doing my best each and every day. And you've been supporting me this whole time. And I love you. Can't wait to see where the future takes us. Yeah, it don't matter win or loss. I always have a smile on my face when I see my family, and it's an amazing feeling.
Wenatchee kicks off at West Valley at 7 o'clock. Davis is hosting Sunnyside Moses Lake, non-league game at home against Post Falls. I'm Eric Grandstrom. We'll see you at football tonight or on Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great weekend.